Soyorodo mihe la linda nois seguma la lojon gears. So let's jump right into it. Lesson 4, which is actually lesson 5 in the wave lessons if you're following along with that, which you should be. It's good supplementary reading, but we're skipping ahead a little bit because I want you to get to this part before we take a break and mess around with some other slightly unrelated concepts. So, we have se, te, ve, che. So there's 4 words there. What they do is they switch around the x1 with a different place. So, for a quick example, while dunda is x1 gives x2 to x3, se dunda means that x1 is given by x2 to x3. So we can see that effectively the x1 and x2 have been swapped around. To continue, te dunda means that x1 receives x2 from x3. You can see effectively the x1 and x3 have been swapped. This is pretty cool, huh? This can be used for a semantic emphatic effect, I suppose. There's no grammatical emphasis, but there certainly is some emphasis in placing the important thing first. And then ve, well, that moves the x1 and x4, and then che moves x1 and x5. And I've only covered the first 2 because that's all you're really going to need in the beginning, but you understand how they work now. So, dunda is x1 gives x2 to x3. Se dunda is x1 is given by x2 to x3. Tet dunda means that x1 receives x2 from x3. We swap the 1 and the 2, and we swap the 1 and the 3. And that is rather handy. Now, to combine it with the previous lesson, we can learn that you can wrap this up, just like anything else, in lo and ku, which expands your vocabulary a whole bunch, a lot, because now we can talk about all those other places. So remember we said lo dunda ku means a giver. Well, what if we want to talk about the gift itself? Well, all we have to do is talk about se dunda, because as you remember, as you should remember, whatever's wrapped up in lo ku, the meaning of it is the first place of the celebrity. And because we've swapped around what is the first place, the thing given is now the first place in sedunda, which means lo sedunda ku is a gift. I minelshi lo sedunda ku. I like a gift, to put it very simply. And you can play around with this. You can use this in Tanru as well. I mi sedunda dunda. I gift give. And so on and so forth. To give you another interesting example of how it can be used, mi se zdani. We understand x1 is a house, or is a home of something. So if we swap it around, I am a owner of home. I am a thing with a home. It's very interesting. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to think about. So play around with that. Use the vocabulary. Hit some more stuff on Memrise. Learn your vocabulary so you have lots of stuff to talk about. Use your brand new grammar skills to say a bunch of interesting things. We're going to be taking a little break for our next video with some fun concepts about squishy words called shnemaho, and then we'll jump back into the hardcore grammar. So, thank you for watching. Kiharodo Shoho.